Hello, hello, all of you wonderful, beautiful, faceless, nameless people out there in the digital ether. I am Noah Mitchell, your friendly friend from Zenescope, and it is another wonderful Tuesday, the first Tuesday of the month, in fact, which can only mean one thing. It is time for our monthly retailer live stream extravaganza. Threw that last part in, but I think it deserves an extravaganza because this is actually a very special episode of Retailer Livestream. If you've never seen this broadcast before, what we do is once a month we connect virtually with a local comic book store, maybe a brick and mortar shop from somewhere across the country, and we kind of feature them. We talk a little bit about their store, what makes them so unique, because of course I say it all the time, and it bears repeating that we as a company, as well as us as an industry, would not be where we are without the continued love and support of your local brick and mortar comic book stores. However, what makes this stream so special is we are not featuring a comic book store, rather a comic book based charity. That's right. We are going to be talking with comic books for kids, a cause which I am over the moon about. I think that this is so cool, and I'm so excited for the opportunity to show them off and talk to them a little bit. So without further ado, I got Mark in the background from Chicago. Mark, how you doing today? Oh, Mark, are you there? Can you hear me okay?
Oh, Noah, dude, we don't get a lot of time to catch up on our reading. So I was taking a moment, but this is pretty good stuff, man.
I would say so, and that's a great issue you picked up too.
You can see how I mean, when we're busy packing for hospitals, we get a little behind. I'm catching up. But I'm getting there. Okay. We're getting there.
Hey, that's one of the perks of the job, perks of the industry. You know, that's your reading material right there. That's your media
It is.
intake.
So, hello, everyone. You guys are not nameless and faceless to me. You are now all my friends. It is a delight to say hello to each and every one of you. And I am thrilled to you, Noah, and I'm so appreciative of you and Zenescope for allowing us the opportunity to say hello to these incredible people that support this amazing industry.
So yeah, and Mark, and first off, what that was so wonderful and touching to to hear. I'm going to use that later on. I'm sure of it. But I would love if you could tell me a little bit about comic books for kids and about you and the organization itself for anyone who might not be familiar.
Wonderful. I'm hopeful that some of you know who I am or know who we are. For those of you who do not, I will start by saying I need everybody's help because we are committed to a mission to make a difference for every child sitting in a hospital. I'm going to give you a little tour, if you will, of the place in a little bit. But about 7 years ago, I decided that I thought I was going to retire. And so, because I have loved comics my whole life, I thought we would, clear out a little bit of my inventory and give it to some kids in hospitals. So that was the goal, to create a charity that would be focused on bringing smiles to children who are sitting in hospitals. And while we knew we can't impact the physical, the hope was that we could affect the psychological, give them hope, make them smile, just let them ride dragons, let them shoot bows and arrows, let them fly to the moon, let them be whatever they want to be while they're sitting in a hospital to forget the reason they are there. So honestly, no, what I did was I went on Google trying to find a place to give these comic books to, and I couldn't find any place. Now, my only conclusion was my Google search skills were just completely abysmal. I mean, I knew there had to be a charity out there. It turns out that there really was no national charity focused on doing this for kids. So I figured, you know what, I am retired. I'm just going to get up every morning, do a little workout, play some video games, do a little bit of charity work. That was 7 years ago. Today, we are the largest charity in the world for comic books and pop culture items. We
Whoa.
support over 200 hospitals in all 50 states to all demographics. We opened up an office in the UK a year ago. We have shipped over 500,000 comics to these hospitals. We have a separate charity, which we're not really going to talk about, but for when we receive material that may be unsuitable for kids, not that anything Zenescope would ever be in that case, but assuming we were to ever receive anything like that, we have a sister charity called Comic Book for Troops. So we started a sister charity about 1.5 years ago called Comic Book for Troops. Overnight, we became the largest charity in the country for that.
Wow.
So this is my retirement. I work 65 hours a week, but honestly, I love doing this. This is my passion, my dream. If I had thought about it, and I should have, I would have brought pictures and emails. But, and by the way, I saw that pop up on my screen. Thank you. And let me just share this with you. Our website shows some of these pictures with kids. It's the letter C for comic, the letter B for boy. No, that was intentional. The letter C for comic, the letter B for books, the number 4, the letter K. Comic books for kids. cb4k.org or .com. I encourage each and every one of you just to check it out. So you can see, we put the pictures on there. You can see what we're talking about, that this is so real, that this is, we live this every day. On the upper left, on the upper right-hand corner of our Facebook, of our website, you'll see the letter F for Facebook. Click on it, you'll see stories, you'll see pictures, you'll see comments, you'll see nurses and doctors getting into it, dressed up in superhero characters. So this is what I do every single day. We work holidays, we get requests from hospitals, and I don't know if you can see behind me, I'm gonna kind of scoot out of the way, but with the holidays coming up, I've got boxes, and I'm just going to tilt this a little bit. And by the way, this goes back pretty far. And had I shown you this a little while ago, this whole room was full of boxes. The reality is, and excuse me while I adjust the camera here. The reality is, we just finished a Halloween shipment, and I dropped a note to hospital saying, guys, you just got a box, but it is the holidays, and if you want another one, let me know, thinking that some might say yes, some might say no. Again, we go to 200 hospitals. On average, we're going to get 100 responses. We got 150 responses, with many of them saying, hey, Mark, can you send us more boxes than you normally do? Now, Noah, I don't know if you know this, but I'm sure you do, but we actually work, for those of you who are Zenescope fans, we actually work with Zenescope. Now we got to be careful, of course, of the material, but I'm going to show you some materials that we've been working with this team for a while now, and tell me if these aren't cool, okay?
Yeah.
All right? Dinosaurs. What kid doesn't love dinosaurs? What kid doesn't love sharks? What kid doesn't like great white sharks? And what kid doesn't like the world's dangerous, most scary animal? And if that wasn't cool enough,
yes,
so
that's a great one.
It is a great one. The problem I have is I'm trying to pack. And so we are thrilled to have and represent Zenescope. We work closely with Funko. We work with all the major publishers except maybe one. And I'm not going to mention Marvel. It's not appropriate. But we work with all the major publishers. We work with Funko. We work with Bendon. We are in this industry committed to making a difference for the kids.
I saw, and that's all fantastic, by the way. And I heard when you made your little comment, I heard some giggles from the other office too.
That's superb. That's superb. And give everyone there my best, because we are all in this together. And again, my appreciation to everyone not only to the fan base who's watching and who's learning a little bit about us, but to you and your staff and your team for supporting us, because this is not called the Mark Weiss charity. This is called Comic Book for Kids. We are an industry charity, which means all of us are involved in making a difference. And we have no corporate sponsors. We have no major sponsors. Every penny we receive for shipping comes from the great people who watch this podcast, or from influencers, or from little Tim who tells mom to send Mark $5. I mean, this is how we do it. We rely on the industry to help us with the shipping, and anybody who ships knows shipping is rather expensive these days. So we are thrilled and we appreciate any support. And if I don't say this now, I will forget. People are often surprised that they can call me. Yeah, you really can. On our website, there's a contact. You can send me emails. I respond back almost immediately. And when people call me, they're shocked that I answer the phone. Why? It's simple. Because if you want to work with me, you're my friend. Because together we're going to make a difference. We support 200 hospitals today. We're going to get to 500. I don't know when, but we're going to get to 500. Our boxes are going to get bigger and we're going to ship more often. So that's where we're going.
That's fantastic. And I love the energy and the love. And I say this a lot on, our streams that, no matter what you're doing, if you put love and care and attention into it, that comes through in the final product. And the fact that you are skyrocketing, and knock on wood, fingers crossed for continued success.
Thank you.
But the fact that it just continues to grow and expand, I think that is very evident that you're putting in this love and this care. So a lot of love, by the way, from the comments section too.
No, it's not work. When you do something you love, I mean, I come in here and I'm surrounded by the things I love. I've got Funko Pops. I've got action figures. I've got comic books. I mean, I wish I could have done this years ago, but it's great. This is my life now. And now I get to share my passion and my love of this industry with those kids who are sitting in hospitals. And again, I really encourage and request that all my friends out there who are watching this, look at our website, look at our Facebook, read the stories, and see the difference that together we are making, because we are. We are.
I am going to throw the Facebook link in the comments section too for everybody to go check it out, make it easy on them. Because I got to definitely back you up there and recommend that they go and check it out. I saw one, all of the Halloween or holiday boxes that you guys were preparing, massive scale. And then the other one I saw that I just wanted to make note of was that story of the students in the school that made their own comic books and then donated them. I don't want to take the story if you want to tell it or let them read the story.
Take a look at the one that's up there right now. It's a follow-up to it.
Yeah, and you got what he does Art Baltazar. He does all of the old Tiny Titans and Little Hellboy comics.
Art is art's amazing. You have to appreciate. And I jokingly say I'm not part of this industry. I was never part. I'm an IT guy. I was an IT guy. Okay. So I was never part of this industry. I loved comics and I enjoy sharing my passion of comics with others. But when I started doing this, I had never met Art. As a matter of fact, I had never met anyone in the industry. And I jokingly like to say it took someone outside the industry to bring the industry together on behalf of the kids. And I'm thrilled to be the one that does it. But the reality is I'm just the face. I could not do this without the legion of supporters we have who believe in this mission and help support me, because no way could I do this myself. I mean, boxes are expensive to ship. This space, again, we have to have an indoor space. My lease costs me $1,000 a month. And I have to, because hospitals have something called infectious disease policies. Nothing I knew about when I started, but we have to be indoor. We have to be in a climate controlled environment. It has to be safe for the kids. So yeah, Art Baltazar has been a friend and did our actually first variant cover 4 or 5 years ago, and just did one for us not too long ago as well.
That's awesome. I encourage everybody in the comments to go check out the social media, Facebook, Instagram, wherever they're posting, and follow and see these stories because they're terrific.
No, everyone, we accept personal checks, as many zeros as you want to add before the decimal point. Let me just clarify that.
Good to get.
We are good to go. Honestly, listen, I told Noah that it takes me 15 minutes to just say my name. And I could literally take an hour talking to you about the impact that each of you have helped make for these kids in hospitals. but you have a life and you need to go back to do what you're doing. But I do want to say thank you to the entire team there, Noah, and thank you to all of you, my new friends. Please don't hesitate to reach out to me. Don't hesitate to get involved. This is a success because of all of you. Tell others about us, please. And together, we're going to get to 500 hospitals.
That's awesome. Well, Mark, thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us, to share your incredible story. We're going to bump on over to Jason in the studio now. And a friendly reminder to everybody watching, the 50% of the proceeds from tonight's streams are going to go directly to Mark and Comic Books for Kids. And we're going to help that message get spread.
Wonderful. Give Jason my best, team my best, Noah my best, and to all you, thank you so much for your support.
Thank you, Mark. We really appreciate it. Thank you for joining us tonight. We'll talk to you later.
Later.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays to everyone.
See ya. All right. So that was Mark for Comic Books for Kids. I've posted them in the comment section. Please, 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 please do me a favor. Do all of us there at Zenescope a favor. Go check them out. Go look at them on Facebook. Go look at them on their main website. I can't tell you the smiles that I had on my face today just going through and looking at some of the stories and reading about these kids, especially that first one that he was talking about. Please take a look, because that's just heartwarming. And that's what you want around the holidays. And more importantly, it's for the kids. Do it for the kids. All right, Jason, if you're ready over there in the studio, I'm going to throw it on over to you.
Hello. So I want to say huge thanks to Mark. I found out actually a couple of things just in what he was talking about with Noah there, that he retired. And that's when he started Comic Books for Kids. I thought it was literally his full-time job. And I thought that was like where he kind of started. And I thought they were around for years and years prior to. So just to give you a background on relationship that I have with Mark, I met him, I think, at a Wizard World Chicago, because I think he's based out of the Chicago area, Mark. And he came by the booth, obviously loved our stuff, loved our art and stuff like that. And we hit it off right away. And we started talking. I don't know how we started talking about some of the stuff that we had that we could no longer sell because we just didn't have a license for. Some of our Discovery Channel stuff, some of our History Channel stuff like that. And Mark was like, "Hey, man, I'd love to take it off your hands." And next thing you know, he and I have had a relationship easily for about a good 5-6 years now. Again, sending them books and so forth. And as you can see, it's just an awesome project, awesome thing. They are the largest charity when it comes to children in hospitals and comic books and stuff like that. I mean, it's just amazing where they are now compared to, I guess, when he first started and had, a small idea and turned into a gigantic project and a gigantic idea. And we're just really proud to be a part of it. Mark has sent me pictures of kids holding our books up and stuff like that. I follow him on Facebook, of course. I read the same stories that like Noah was talking about and so forth. It's just a really good charity. It's a great thing. I mean, most of the stuff that we covered in months past have been comic book shops. But to me, this is just a great cause. Like Noah said, it's right around the holidays. I don't know, just a perfect timing to me. And Mark was actually the one that suggested to me to do something for Comic Books for Kids. And I'm really glad that he did. So again, half of the proceeds, everything that we do today is going to go towards Comic Books for Kids, which is awesome. That'll help them out with a lot of that shipping and so forth. Anything you want to grab or whatever, obviously you're grabbing great Zenescope product, and half of the proceeds will go to Mark and this great charity. All right, so without further ado, let's get to our first new release. Let's get to new release number 1. We're talking about Van Helsing the Syndicate, and you can see the covers right there. Covers by Igor Vitorino, Guillermo Fajardo, cover C, Cedric Poulat. Hopefully, I'm not mispronouncing that name. And then Gibo Vagante on cover D. So Van Helsing, you guys are very familiar with our Van Helsing character. She is the daughter of Abraham Van Helsing. She gets basically mailed the diary of her father, and that kind of puts her on a quest to becoming this vampire hunter and so forth. She starts out fighting Dracula and the werewolf and Frankenstein and so forth. Winds up fighting Dracula's daughter and so forth. And, things like that. So if you're interested in Van Helsing the Syndicate, it's basically a standalone story. If you've never read anything Zenescope, this is something you could start with. Van Helsing Liesel, who's our main character, winds up running into a younger girl who's been infected by a vampire virus and so forth. And this young girl is basically a key character and so forth. This syndicate actually wants her back. So she rescues her, and then they want her back and so forth, that kind of thing. And also, too, she starts talking about Jekyll, who is one of Liesel's girlfriends and so forth, who's helped her out in years past and so forth. So again, if you're interested in $5.99, again, it's a standalone story for Van Helsing. This is an issue you actually could pick up and read. Just put NR1 into the notes if you're interested. Please indicate whether you want to have cover A, cover B, cover C, or cover D as in David. All 4 of these issues contain the same story. It's written by Pat Shand. You can have it signed by Joe Brush and, of course, Dave Franchini. Dave contributed on story and editing. And then Joe, of course, is the owner of our company. He can sign every single thing that we do. So again, for $5.99, a great book, great story and so forth. And again, $5.99, again, half the proceeds going to our good friends at Comic Books for Kids and Mark. So that's new release 1. Please indicate whether you want to have it signed or not signed. If you just put NR1A like Jeff did, we're going to assume that's a no sign as far as that's concerned. If you want to buy multiple covers, you certainly can. One is usually kind of like our action cover. The cover C is usually our pinup style cover and so forth. And then B is usually either a monster or what have you. And then D is kind of either a combination of any of those 3 or any one of those 3 and so forth. So again, A, B, C, and D. And you see the artists that are there for those. Again, written by Pat Shand. It'll be signed by Joe Brush or Dave Franchini if you'd like to. If you don't want to have it signed, you certainly do not have to have it so. So yeah, 50% of the proceeds, Chicago Infinity, are going to Comic Book for Kids. So out of the $5.99, $3 of this will be going to Mark, who you just met, who was talking to Noah about 10 minutes ago, and so forth. So let's go to new release number 2. New release number 2 is going to be a Wonderland standalone. Also a good place to get started with us from Zenescope. Cover A is Al Baranuevo. Cover B is Jordi Tarragona. Cover C is Nacho No. And then cover D as in David is Ivan Tao. All these covers are absolutely beautiful. I'm a big fan of Ivan's. I'm a big fan of Ignacio No too as well. I wound up grabbing both of those when we get books in and so forth. I wound up grabbing both of those. This is another one. It's $5.99. Also a standalone story. Please indicate whether you want to have it signed or you would like to just get them unsigned. Again, cover A, B, C, or D. This would be NR2 is what we're looking for here. Just like Georgia, we do PayPal, Chantel. So Chantel, if you're brand new to us and you've never ordered anything from Zenescope before, make sure you shoot us an email at vcons, which is VCONS @zenescope.com. And Chantel, that way we can get your information from you, where we're going to ship to, what you're ordering and so forth. And then we accept PayPal, we accept credit card and so forth. And then once all of our invoices are paid, we'll be cutting a check to Comic Books for Kids. Again, half of the proceeds that we develop here are all going to go towards Comic Book for Kids, which to me is an absolutely fantastic cause. And again, so if you're brand new to the stream, if you've never read anything Zenescope, just shoot us an email at that vcons@Zenescope. So there's actually 2 ways of donating. You can buy comic books from us, and half of the proceeds will go to Comic Books for Kids, or you can go directly to their website, that comicbooksforkids.org, and donate that way too as well. Like Mark mentioned, they're a nonprofit, so they basically all the proceeds that when people donate to them, go towards the shipping that they do. And obviously, they ship quite a bit. You're talking about 200 plus hospitals that they're dealing with during the holidays and any other months and so forth. So obviously, there's a lot of shipping involved, and obviously, bringing also product in can cost them shipping too as well. Thanks so much. Yeah, can we show that email again for Chantel? So yeah, again, Chantel, thanks so much for inquiring. It's VCons that you see right there, VCONS at Zenescope.com, and then just give us your address along with, I'm assuming Chantel is your formal name, and then we can ship out product to you that way too as well. There it is. Michael, thanks so much for backing me up there. There's a lot of people that are in the stream that watch our streams consistently, but if there are brand new people in the stream too as well, thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for contributing. Thanks so much for sitting in with us. Just a little bit about Zenescope. We're a non-major publisher. We specialize in fairy tales. We do Grimm fairy tales. We do Alice in Wonderland. We do Oz, properties that are the public domain, and then we also have our own characters too as well. We do Van Helsing, that she's kind of like a steampunk vampire slayer. We do Robin Hood, almost like a female version of Green Arrow too as well. Our Grimm Tales of Terror is a little bit more horror, a little bit more dark and twisted and so forth. But you can check out all of our products on Zenescope.com. And then, of course, obviously, you can check out our products through what we're talking about today. Thanks so much for joining us again. All right. Let's get to a couple of graphic novels. Our graphic novels are very inexpensive. We're doing some $5 graphic novels. And again, half of these proceeds, again, go into comics for kids. So the first graphic novel I want to talk about is Escape from Monsters Island. So I'm going to go ahead and read you the bio right off of that. And again, Escape from Monsters Island, again, it's just $5. If you bought this in a comic shop, I believe it would be either $15.99 or even $19.99. We're doing it for just $5. Okay. And again, half of the proceeds going to our good friends at Comic Books for Kids. So just giving you the bio on this. It says, for decades, the U.S. government has covered up the existence of dozens of species of dangerous creatures that have been captured over the years. So after building a small secretive city on a remote island in the Pacific, these monsters are transported there to be studied. And in 2012, a disaster struck and the island was evacuated. And now the inmates have taken over. So it's basically these monsters are taking over this island and so forth. And different species are fighting for control within the city walls, but something extremely valuable is left behind, and the only way to recover it is by sending an elite mercenary group to the most dangerous place in the world, Monsters Island. So Escape from Monsters Island is again a perfect standalone story. What's great about this this graphic novel, and unfortunately I don't have the ability to show it to you, is it has all the covers from the single issues in the back of the book. A lot of our inventory has been moved over to the new warehouse. So I don't have the ability to show you some of the covers on the inside. I should have grabbed one of those when I was over there on Friday last week, but I apologize, I did not do so. So again, Escape from Monsters Island, a great standalone story. It contains 6 issues. So again, it's regularly $15.99, but we're doing this for just $5. And also too, again, if you want to have it signed, you can have it signed by the writer, who is Joe Bruscia. Please go ahead and specify whether you'd like to have it signed or unsigned. Just put graphic novel 1. And again, for $5 or whatever, you can certainly grab a great deal there. I want to say a huge shout out to Drax, who's in the stream too as well. Drax is, I've almost always worn contacts, but I've been lazy the last, 5, 6, 7 months or so, and just been wearing glasses and so forth. And I've kind of got used to it. So I'm sticking with the glasses. Anyway, so enough about me. Huge shout out to Drax. Drax, thanks so much for the coverage you've been doing, man. You've been absolutely killing it. Thanks so much for joining us like you do in the streams like you do. And of course, if you want to grab something, you're more than welcome to, dude. All right, let's get to graphic novel number 2. Graphic novel number 2 is going to be Zombies versus Aliens, or Aliens versus Zombies. I apologize. And again, same thing. This is another one that's like $15.99 or $19.99 if you buy it in a comic shop. Here we're doing it again for just $5. Okay. Yes, sir, please.
Also not available on the web store, from what I can see.
Aliens vs. Zombies is not on the web store?
I did a very brief search. I could only find a single issue.
Oh, my goodness. All right. So, again, if you want to have it signed by the writer, have it signed by the writer. So I'm going to give you the bio on Aliens vs. Zombies. This one I really dig. This is a meteor that's carrying a zombie virus, hits the Earth, and it triggers the potential end of mankind. It's the last chance for humanity is a spacecraft basically full of alien scientists that are tasked with tracking the interstellar virus, one that has wiped out other planets and so forth. So it's basically humans and aliens working in conjunction with each other, working together and so forth to basically try and wipe out this zombie virus that's trying to infect the Earth and so forth. So again, graphic novel number 2, again, just $5. Again, this is a 4-issue, 5-issue graphic novel, all packed into one, has the covers from the single issues in the back of the book, too, which is really neat. And again, you can have it signed by the writer, which is Joe Bruscia. Please indicate whether you want to have it signed or unsigned, and so forth. Drax, pleasure's ours, my friend. Thanks so much, man. So again, graphic novel number 2, again, it's just $5. Aliens vs. Zombies, a great standalone story. It has basically self-contained in a like a 4-issue, 5-issue graphic novel that you see there. All right. Thanks so much. And let's get to the books, dude. All right. This is everybody's favorite stuff, dude. All right. Are we ready to rock and roll? All right. Let's do it, dude. So the first book that we're looking for is going to be just $10, and it is Christmas is what we're looking for as the code. So Christmas is what you need to put in the notes if you're interested in this. It is just $10. This is going to be another one that is a standalone too as well. This will be our Grim Universe Presents a holiday special. The fact that it's a holiday special makes me think it's going to have a standalone story based on the holidays. It's probably going to be horror. We don't have these in just yet, but I know they're going to be in probably either next week or the following and so forth. Again, this is our Diamond Retailer. This is our bronze level. It is a 500 print run. There's only 500 made of this Ivanhoe cover that you see there. The reason why it's $10 is, again, there's only 500 made of that cover. And again, it's a standalone story, which is absolutely perfect for us. It is our Grim Universe Presents 2023 Holiday Special. It'll be cover D as in David. And again, if you're interested in this for just $10, again, also what's really awesome about it is half of the proceeds go into our good friends at Comic Books for Kids too as well. And then they also have a secondary charity, which is Comic Books for Troops, which is kind of like their more adult themed books and so forth, more adult themed types of items that they receive that they're not able to necessarily give to little kids and so forth. I think we gave them some bells. We got some bells back from Barnes and Noble in a return and so forth that we were unable to sell. So we wound up giving them some bell. And I think some of the Bell graphic novels that we gave them were actually going to the, towards that charity, towards the Comic Books for Troops instead of the Comic Books for Kids. So again, Christmas is the code that we're looking for on this. If you're interested in Christmas, D is for Delta. I like it. Let's go with that. D, cover D as in David. Cover D for Delta, says Chantel. Let's go with it. That is actually our Sleeping Beauty character. That's who's on the cover there, Ryan. So if you're interested in that, again, a cover by Ivanhoe, and again, it's a 500 print run. I'm going to give Laura a little bit of time to go ahead and write down some of the names that we are putting out there. So again, yeah, that is our Sleeping Beauty character right there. If you're interested in Sleeping Beauty, there's some Sleeping Beauty on our web store. I believe a couple standalone issues that we did with Sleeping Beauty. All you have to do is go to Zenescope.com, put Sleeping Beauty into the search engine, and that'll give you what we have that's available on Sleeping Beauty. This, however, actually is going to be more of a holiday special. I think it's going to be more like a horror issue standalone.
Krampus.
Yeah, if Krampus is in there, probably. Yeah, that type of thing. All right, looks like, are you ready to rock and roll? I'm sorry. I don't want to jump the gun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So the next book that we're going to do, this one's going to be $20, is going to be Rudolph. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, dude. All right. So Rudolph, this will be cover E. So the book itself is the same. The cover is different. So I just want to specify that if you're thinking about getting both Christmas and Rudolph too as well. The stories are going to be the same. What's different is the cover. This one happens to be a cover by Elias Chad Zudas. It is a $2.99 print run. The reason why it's $20 is, again, it's only as a $2.99 print run. There's only 299 covers, 299 made of this cover. The book itself and the interior is the same. It's that Grimm Universe Presents, our 2023 holiday special. This one's cover E as in Edgar. And again, this is our silver level for December. Again, half of the proceeds of this. Also, again, same thing, going to Comic Books for Kids. That first book that we did, I think we were only selling about 20 of them. We'll sell about 20 of these too as well. The reason why we, Cindy has a red nose. The reason why we limited as far as the amount of people that can buy the books is we have a lot of comics shops that are actually in this Diamond program that we're talking about, these Diamond Retailer books and so forth. So we limit the amount of books that we sell. That type of thing. And then those shops actually use these incentives. These are books that you're not going to find on our web store. Although recently we did do a Diamond sale, but I think that was for Black Friday and so forth. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that sale's over. And it didn't include these December books that I'm mentioning right now. So again, if you're interested in Christmas, it was $10. That was the Ivan Tao cover. This one's Elias Chad Zudas. And again, it's $20 for this level. The story on the interior, again, I want to mention is the same. It is still that Grimm Universe Presents, the 2023 holiday special. Again, it's going to be a standalone story, probably involving Krampus, probably involving horror and Christmas and so forth. We almost always do I'm sure we always do a holiday special each and every year in December. And again, great proceeds, again, going half of these proceeds going to Comic Books for Kids. And my good friend Mark there. I can see Mark in the background. It's like he's working back there or something like that. What are you doing back there, dude? What are you doing, dude? Mark's having fun over there. Again, I've known Mark easily, geez, I mean, good 5-6 years. I met him at a Wizard World Chicago, and we've been great friends ever since. He's on my mailing list, and I send him emails just to show him the new books that we have coming out and stuff like that. Because again, Mark's a huge appreciator of art. He mentioned it before. We're just in a fantastic industry. The comic books, the Funko Pops, dealing with other publishers and so forth. He could probably tell you stories after stories. But to me, Mark and I we speak on the phone. Oh boy, probably at least once a month, if not once every other month and so forth, which is awesome. So we always kind of catch up, which is great. I got to get back to the Chicago area. We got to get back to C2E2 so we can catch up with Mark in person. That's for sure. So again, if you're interested in Rudolph, that's $20. Put it into the notes. All right, let's go to the third one. The next book is going to be Snow. Snow, as in we got a little bit of snow flurries this past week. Dude, I can't believe it. We already got some snow flurries, and it's only November, or it was November when it was snowing, I think. Or I don't know, maybe it was early December, but I can't remember now. So again, this one's $40. The reason why this one's $40 is a $199 print run. This is our lace or our a little bit more scantily clad version of our Diamond Retailer. Same cover artist, Elias Chad Zudas. Same story on the interior. So if you're going to be picking this up for $40, try and keep in mind there's only 199 made of this cover. Again, half of the proceeds going to my good friend Mark and Comic Books for Kids. Snow is what we're looking for as the code on this one. Again, this is our December Diamond Gold level book. And again, for $40, again, Elias Chad Zudas. Elias Chad Zudas is just phenomenal at the covers that he does. We've known Elias for years and years. He's been on board with us, I want to say, since like Grimm 67, original series Grimm. I want to say that's easily, I'm going to go 12, 13 years, possibly close to 14 years that Elias Chad Zudas has been doing covers with us. Zenescope is now in its 18th year, but a good easily 13 to 14. Yeah, Marco, I'm pretty sure we can get Marco down for each one of them, as long as we have extras of each. Marco, we'll let you know in a second. But again, If you're interested in snow, put down snow. And again, try and keep in mind it's $40. And again, half of the proceeds going to our good friends at Comic Books for Kids. Are you ready to rock and roll? You're just putting down some extras.
I'll put down extras.
Okay, cool. All right, let's go to book number 4. Book number 4 is going to be gifts. All right, everybody's going to be giving away. We're giving away some gifts. This is our Z-rated. It's not exactly a fully topless book, but it is sheer. If you're interested in gifts, gifts is going to be $75. This is a 99 print, and there's only 99 made of this cover. And again, it's $75. So if you're interested in this, again, the book is once again is going to be the same. It'll be Grimm Universe Presents our 2023 holiday special. This one will be cover G as in girl. Looks like Chantel wants that one too. Chantel, you seem like a perfect customer for us. That's what we kind of do. We do some a nicer cover to maybe more lace naughty version, and then obviously a Z-rated. Doing topless covers, doing stuff that is like a sheer or a see-through and so forth. I wouldn't say it's necessarily what we specialize in, but we do have a lot of collectors that are interested in covers like that. And again, for $75, that gets you our platinum cover, our December cover too. And again, once again, half of the proceeds go into our good friends at Comic Books for Kids. So again, gifts is what we're looking for in the code here. Again, another cover by Elias Chad Zudas. It's not a completely topless, but I can tell you right now it is a sheer cover, so it'll be see-through. The problem, Chantel, I can tell you right now, a lot of our customers run into the same problem with us too as well, because we do a lot of covers ourselves. We put out anywhere from 3 to 4 regular covers on each book that we do, and then we specialize in our variants too as well. One of the things that we are extremely fortunate to do here at Zenescope is working with guys like Trax Gal, working with guys like Elias Chad Zudas, and gals too, like Dawn McTague and Sun Kaminaki and Sabine Rich, Nia Rafino, just to name a few of the ladies that we work with. We are extremely fortunate company to work with the artists that we do. There are too many to name. But we like to give these artists an ability to express themselves, to get their art out there and so forth. And we have a lot of variants and so forth. All you have to do is go check out Zenescope.com and you'll see some of the amazing art. Mike DeBalfo, Mike Chrome. We are extremely, extremely fortunate to work with the cover artists that we do. We like to combine dark and twisted, fairy tale-esque, sci-fi, those types of writing with absolutely phenomenal cover work, and it's one of the things that we specialize in. And again, we're extremely fortunate to work with the writers that we do, extremely fortunate to work with the artists that we do as well. All right, let's put up the print. So we also have a print too as well. The print is a 11 by 17. It's basically that same cover that you see there. It'll have the Comic Book for Kids logo on it. The print is limited to 25. There's only 25 made of this print. It's $30 for the print. And it will include a company logo. Again, the Comic Books for Kids on that print that you see there. And again, it will be an 11 by 17. Again, half of the proceeds, again, going to my good friend and Mark at Comic Books for Kids. So if you're interested in this print for $30, again, it'll be an 11 by 17. There's only 25 made of that print. So again, if you're interested in the print, just put print into the notes and that'll get you that. Joe, we got you covered for one. Jeff, Michael, Kyle, thanks so much. Neil, Stephen Ponsler too as well. One thing I did want to mention is this Thursday, so 2 days from now, we are going to be doing a VIP only stream. We're going to have a bunch of discounted books. It's basically almost going to be like a VIP stream, Black Friday style. I'm going to have some heavily discounted books. So if you are interested in that and so forth, this Thursday, and you want to join us again, it'll be the same kind of platforms. It'll be YouTube Live or YouTube, and then Facebook too as well, and then Twitch as well, right? So those are our 3 platforms that we do. And again, that'll be Thursday, this coming Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then we'll go to about 8 o'clock or so that evening. All right. I don't know if we're going to have we're going to have some new stuff, Stephen, that you haven't seen before. I know we're going to be doing some platinum books, some 25 print runs that I don't believe you guys have seen before. But again, I'm going to try and do some heavy discounts on some older product too as well. And then we're also going to be doing some giveaways too, because we want to be able to give back. It is December, it is the holidays, and we want to be able to give. There it is right there. There's the graphic. So if you're interested in that, I think you have to be a VIP in order to log on to that. And again, please try and make sure you give Facebook permission to use your name, so that way we will. That way we'll be able to see your names in the comments and so forth. But yeah, that's VIP only. And then also too, again, it's on Thursday. The new book that we have, Stephen, is actually Grim 78, which should be in stores. I believe this Wednesday, tomorrow is Grim 78. That comes out, and that'll probably hit our web store at the same time too as well. All right, one last item to mention. We have a pack. The special pack is basically 3 Z-rated books. One is brand spanking new. It's never been released before. So if you're interested in a special pack, try and keep in mind it's $200 or $250. I'm sorry. So all 3 of these books would normally be $100 each. But we're knocking $50 off the cost. If you're interested in the special pack, again, it'll have those all 3 of those covers all by Keith Garvey. Those are all 3 covers, 2 that have been released, 1 that has not been released before. You should be able to see that December. That Grim Fairy Tales, I believe it's 76. So the Grim 76K, you'll be able to see in our Christmas stream, which I believe is coming up December 20th, 21st. We'll be doing a stream then. But if you're interested in the special pack and you want to grab all 3 for $250, obviously knocking off $50 off the cost of the pack. You're getting 3 Z-rated books. These are completely topless covers. There's nothing topless on the interior, just the cover itself. And again, half of the proceeds of this go into comic books for kids. All right. We are selling crazy stuff for comic books for kids. All right. All right. I think that's pretty much it. I want to say a huge thank you to everybody that joined us that was brand new in the stream. Thanks so much for joining us. Again, we're Zenescope. If you're interested in seeing more products by Zenescope, just head on over to zenescope.com. If you're interested in donating directly to Comic Books for Kids, let's go ahead and put the web store or the website up one more time for Mark. Again, I believe it's just comicbooksforkids.org. There it is right there. If you're interested in just donating directly to them, again, just an absolutely fantastic cause. Not only does Mark do comics for kids, but he also does comics for troops too as well. Again, half of the proceeds of everything that we sold today will be cutting a check from Mark. As soon as all the invoices are paid, it'd probably be, I don't know, I'm thinking it's probably easily about a month to at least 2 months from now, that type of thing. But again, if you're looking to donate to them directly, please go ahead and on over to comicbooksforkids.org. So again, I want to say a huge thank you to Mark for joining us. A huge thank you to Noah for doing the interview. Huge thank you to Laura for writing down all the names. Huge thank you to Jake too as well for helping organize. And happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully we see you on Thursday for our next stream. If we don't see you for that, I know we're doing a holiday stream. I want to say it's like the 21st, 22nd, something like that.
20th and 21st.
It's the 20th and the 21st. There you go, right there. So it'll be the 20th and the 21st. And stay tuned to our social media as far as all the timing. And hopefully we'll see you guys on Thursday. If we don't, oh yeah, please go ahead, jump in.
One little teeny tiny last thing to plug.
Please.
Van Helsing, Vampire Hunter.
The Kickstarter.
Written by Pat Shand, artwork by Julia Pellegrini, I believe is the pronunciation, launches on Thursday as well. So if you're excited about the Van Helsing prequel series, and if you're as excited as I am, bop on over, check that out. Launches on Thursday. Happy holidays.
All right. Happy holidays to everybody. Hopefully we see you on Thursday. If we don't, have a great holiday. All right. We'll catch up with you next time. Thank you so much.